Hello, this is Hello Bite Sized. Welcome. Today we have a gorgeous guest from Blue Sky Sports Physio. It's Donna Sanderson Hull to share us with her thoughts. So, Donna, we have companies who are bringing their employees back into the office more and more. And we realize there's employees who have been working from home now for nearly 2 years, which is a pretty long time. What are you seeing coming through the doors?
So we've seen quite a different sort of array of patients over this last sort of 18 months, 2 years really. And the first lockdown, really we saw quite a lot of people online initially.
Mm.
As everyone was locked down, they used it as a reflection on their health and their fitness, and lots of people went out walking and started to sort of become a bit more in tune with their bodies and their stress that they'd been under. And quite a lot of the people in the first lockdown used it as an opportunity to get fit, but also to deal with some injuries that have been niggling for quite some time. We
Mm.
did see some new injuries, the people that were doing Joe Wicks and they'd never done a sort of bunny hop in their lives were now sort of coming unstuck a little bit with new niggles. But really, in the first lockdown, that's what we mainly saw. Then we sort of went into a sort of second phase of the lockdown period where people had been working from home. They might not have had any particular injuries as such, but then when they were allowed to start getting out and about, they really went back to their sports and their sort of working life, and they went too fast, too hard, too soon. So we saw lots of people thinking, crikey, I've been sat at home, not really doing very much, and I need to get back onto the football team. So they literally push themselves to the limits, and we saw lots of people with sort of breakdown injuries. And as I say, we sort of talk about it being too hard, too fast, too soon. But this time around, we're now seeing a sort of almost third wave of pain and injury, and it's more to do with the fact that it's highly related to anxiety. I think people that are coming in to see us are coming in with more pain syndrome, so headaches, shoulder pain, just a sense of tension and stress related sort of pain syndromes. I think a lot of introverts are being sort of railroaded back into a working environment. They've actually been
Mhm.
very comfortable at home, and the stress of all of that is now starting to get to them, and they're starting to feel the pressure. And so, as I say, we've seen quite a lot of headaches, neck pains,
Okay.
and things like that.
And what would be your advice for those individuals who are feeling like that now and who are struggling, consider that anxiousness, considering going back into the office? What would be your advice for these individuals?
Well, the ones I've talked to, we're trying to break it down into slightly bite-sized chunks, really, to starting to just think about how their working day was before lockdown and how they planned it. So it may be that they've not been in a business suit for the last 18 months. And I know a lot of them are anxious because they don't even know if they're going to fit in their business suits anymore. So, planning what you're going to wear and trying on all your business suits and your outfits to get that anxiety out there. And if you do need to go and buy some bigger clothes, buy some bigger clothes. A lot of other people, we need to plan what they wear on their feet even. A lot of people have been wearing easy shoes or slippers or
Yeah.
barefoot. And now they're expected to kind of walk to work, and they'll be walking to work in brogues or spending all day in a pair of court heel shoes. So, just practicing, even in a working at home environment, wearing the clothes that you'd wear the shoes that you would wear. If you are traditionally one of those people that cycles or walks to work, trying to do that and build up slowly to a walk in the morning and getting out and about a little bit more, so you plan what you're doing, and just trying to sort of reduce the anxiety, recognize that actually they are worried about peopling again and getting involved with all that social interaction. And there's a lot of people that have enjoyed being on their own, but just sort of like trying to just do some stress relieving techniques really, and thinking around it. It's not going to be as bad as they probably think.
Yeah. And what would be your advice for businesses and companies who were bringing people back into the office more and more?
I think really to recognise the fact that everybody has had a different lockdown journey. I think of all the patients that we see, we often ask them, how's lockdown been for you? And everybody's had such a different experience. And I think being mindful of that and actually, you know, asking the question, what were your best bits of lockdown? What were your worst bits of lockdown? So that we can all recognise that. And each person individually, when they're sort of interacting with each other, recognises that it's not been great for some and it's been brilliant for others. I know that one business person that I had in last week, he's enticing his work back in with making sure that there's just lots of really good food and snacks and treats. And as people have been in the biscuit tin, haven't they, at home, and being able to sort of make themselves lovely lunches. So he wants to make sure that there's that sort of cozy environment back at work, and there's breakout areas where they can feel that they're in a sort of homey environment, not very sterile and sort of impersonal.
Oh, that's such great advice, Donna. And so thank you for joining us today and giving us that kind of expert medical side where we can see how your feelings and thoughts and reactions come out in the body, and that's what you're seeing coming through the door. So really great advice, Donna. Thank you for joining us today. If any of this resonates, of course, if you need physio help, reach out to Blue Sky Sports Physio here in the southwest of England. Or if it's around the culture side and employee side, or how to find out what the employees have gone through during lockdown, or how it feeds into your culture today, please reach out to us, DM me direct, or use my link in my bio. Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks, bye.